That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
This moment of that ain't right, a new sort of formal segment. But then we had a listener just reach out to us and just like had gift wrapped a little delight for us because we're often talking about these little like sing-songy things. And we had a listener by the name of Andrew Nelson who decided that he would just say, hey, y'all, check this out. What do you think? And wrote us a tune for That Ain't Right. Wrote us a legit, and it's been stuck in my head ever since he sent it. So you're hearing it here first, listeners, but Andrew, we really appreciated this. This is so much fun. Thank you so much. And so we're going to enter into the That Ain't Right segment with a legit jingle, with a straight up
the That Ain't Right jingle.
Climbing up the pop charts. So
take it away, Andrew.
That ain't right, it ain't right, nothing right about it, no, it ain't right, no, it ain't right, no, that ain't right, it ain't right, it sure as hell ain't right, it sure as hell ain't right.
That ain't right, that ain't right, that sure as hell ain't right.
That's amazing. Thank you so much,
So
Andrew
awesome.
Nelson, for so amazing a tune. So yes, it is time once more, Reed Lackey, to find all the things that aren't just wrong. They ain't right.
They ain't right. It ain't just wrong. It ain't right.
Real time slogan. So yes, this is the part of the show where we list our top 3 that ain't right moments from a given film. This time around, Buried, featuring Ryan Reynolds in a box. So
you want to go first?
I'll go first.
We're going top to bottom. Your worst to not as worst.
Okay. Well, the worst. Now you threw me because I was ready for I wasn't thinking about the worst, but I've got two chances at this, so we'll see.
Okay.
The worst that ain't right. I mean, if you were to pick a that ain't right, if this movie turns on this scene.
I think I know exactly where you're going, and it's my number 1 as well.
It's
it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's
I
not.
just mean the movie turns on that scene. Like, in other words,
yeah, sure.
I had no reason to necessarily think he will not survive.
Yeah.
And then the end, and you're like, okay. Well, turns out his wife won this bet. I get the shark movie, and I'm getting out alive.
Yeah.
But
Golly.
the degree of that ain't right attached to how that ends, like, it almost feels too lighthearted to call it that ain't right, because when it happens, you're like, oh, ooh,
yes. Yeah,
ooh, we just dug deeper into the pit.
Yeah. For listeners who have not seen this, so throughout the course of the movie, he has a cell phone in with him, and a couple of times has contacted some FBI agents, and these FBI agents are searching for him. They are actively searching for him. At least that's what they tell him. And towards in the last 10 minutes of the film, when kind of all seems lost and the top of the box has kind of broken in a little bit and some sand is starting to fill the coffin, and he's pretty much resigned himself to the fact of he's not going to make it out of this. He's even recorded a little last will and testament video that he uploaded. So he's not making it out of this. Suddenly he gets on the phone again with the FBI agent who's like, hey, we got a lead on you and we are almost there. Like, we are literally like almost there. And so they found a lead on him. They are coming. They are going to get him out. And then he even has like a brief phone call where he's been trying the whole movie to connect with his wife. He finally connects with his wife, and he's like, they're coming to get me. They're coming to get me. Like, we're coming. And then they literally, when the FBI agent gets back on the phone with him, he's like, 3 more minutes. Just hold on for 3 more. Excuse me. Just hold on for 3 more minutes. I'm talking about it.
Sure.
Just hold on for 3 more minutes. Just 3 more minutes. And then suddenly they open, and he's like, are you here? Are you here? And suddenly they open it up, and you hear the FBI agent's voice sort of fall. And it's like, oh my God, no. They led us to Mark White's body, which Mark White was another character that was referenced earlier, but they led us to Mark White's body. And then when he said that, he said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then the sand fills up. He is going to die. And then the last words you hear in the film are, I'm so sorry, Paul. And that's the ending of the film. And I get it. It's on my list. I didn't put it number one. I'll tell you mine in just a second, but that's on my list. That ain't right. That so ain't right. It just rips your heart out.
Well, what's yours?
Rivaling that moment, which, God, that is an awful moment, is the phone call where he is terminated from his job, and they rip away his insurance,
his life insurance.
And so the premise of this film is he is a truck driver for like a transportation company, obviously.
Yeah, it's a contractor, yeah.
And he's a contractor who is operating in Iraq, and some insurgents had basically, he stumbled upon an IED and something else. There were some other sort of factors that sort of led to them taking him and throwing him in this box and burying him alive. And then he tries to reach out to several different people, but one of the people he tries to connect with is his employer. And when he finally gets a call back from somebody in the HR of his employer, who then begins to record the conversation and notify him that they found evidence that he had been fraternizing with an employee, and that because he had been fraternizing with an employee, they've terminated his employment. And since they terminated effective that morning, exactly. So that because they terminated him that morning, and everything that happened to him was after he was terminated, he was not an employee of CRT anymore, and therefore his family was not eligible for the insurance. And that was
Nathan,
terrible. That ain't right. That ain't right. And if there is anything in this movie that is worse than the absolute ending, it is that right there. That
is it, though, because the end is not right.
The end ain't right.
It's not wrong. It ain't right. Him being retroactively let go from his employer, so that the corporate capitalist pigs don't have to pay out to his family for his pain and their pain and suffering.
Yes,
that isn't just wrong. It ain't right. But Reed, I mean,
Nathan,
are there many things more ain't right than, as Woody the sheriff might say, there's a snake in my pants.
There's a snake in my pants. There's a snake in my pants. When that started happening, I was like, "You're
my favorite deputy." Yeah.
Somebody's poisoned the water hole.
Oh, I get it. There's a snake in my pants. I've got questions. My man just woke up with a snake in his pants. This is not a euphemism. It was
no, it was slithering.
A snake. Did it? I mean,
oh my God!
Like, come on. There is. Remember how I said 10 minutes ago? Hey, you know what? This movie constructed a narrative that helps me buy into why I'm watching what I'm watching.
Sure. Yeah. Of course. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know how, if I can buy that you fell asleep or you passed out or what. Now, I guess if you're unconscious, maybe. But like, what? The snake in your pants.
Well, the snake didn't start out in his pants.
Right. And did it go up one leg and around and down out the other? That's a whole level of that ain't right. Because it exits the pant leg head first. So either it went up the same pant leg and turned around in the center. There is no version of this story that would qualify as something resembling right.
No, it is just, it took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. It absolutely did. Like, it was just, and the freaking, like, presumably he is completely buried. So like, did the snake like crawl through the dirt?
It's a sand snake. Yeah,
sure,
I guess.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's a hole in the coffin, dear Liza.
Yes, I know that. I saw that. So I knew that the impression is that the snake, like, oh, well, then it's going to slither. But you just said very confidently, oh, it's a sand snake, isn't it? And so,
yeah.
but I was just like, that was one of
I
my
don't know
first
snakes.
questions. Is I was like, how did this snake get into like? It's just crawling around through the dirt? I thought snakes crawled on the dirt. I didn't know that they crawled like down deep in the buried, like because they're not worms. I mean, like they breathe.
No,
they,
they're snakes.
right?
But I mean, that snake, speaking of not my story, not your story, like that snake, he just in the cool of the sand, it's hot up on that surface of the sand.
Yeah.
So he's like, oof, there's a new den. I'm gonna go
wait
in
a
here.
minute.
So it goes
This
in the
is
box.
cool.
And then he's like, wait a minute.
It's furnished.
Here's a cavern. It's furnished. He's like, wait a minute. Sees a pant leg, thinks it's a new cavern he can slither up into. And then he's like, wait a minute. Oh my God. It's already occupied.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Please excuse me while I.
Oh, the way I came. I'll let myself out.
I'll let myself out. Just don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm sorry.
There's only room for one. And so he leaves. And then my man's just trying to go. And Ryan Reynolds is like, I'm going to torch you. Come on.
Yeah. Oh my
Come on,
gosh. He lit freaking.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Lit freaking flask alcohol on fire in the middle of this.
What are you doing?
Like
Like
this is gonna go well for you. Like
no.
No.
You got real lucky there.
No kidding.
That's a lucky man.
That poor snake's like, dang man, these occupants are hostile. Like,
Can't
listen.
get quality accommodations up in here.
God, I was just wanted to borrow some sugar, okay? Just like I didn't need all this. I'll be on my way. Okay, I'll be on my way.
Mind me.
Fine then.
Oh yes.
Oh,
that ain't right.
That
ain't right. Andrew, take us out.
That sure as hell ain't right.
Oh man, that's funny.
Man said it's occupied. Oh my God.